All right. Hey, traders. Welcome to another edition of a market update with your boy, Johnny. Today, obviously going to be looking at the markets, but today, guys, I'm going to be really, I'm going to touch on the, are we about to see the start of the craziest melt up we have ever seen in our lifetimes? Are we about to see that? I'm going to touch on that and what a pattern is. How do you say that? Pattern or pattern? Pattern or pattern? I don't know. Some people say pattern. I like it. Also, guys, I'm going to be touching on some oil as well too. I know some people are really interested in the oil market and what's happening through there, and also some different gold stocks that I'm looking at right now as in potential purchases. When it comes to buying individual gold stocks, some things I'm looking at there, and just to hold down home country goodness through today's market update. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, traders. I know I said a market update, but it's more than a market update, right? It's more like my educational updates and videos, because I talk about a lot of stuff in these videos here. Traders, make sure you grab that free trading course with the link below. I'm actually about to start closing that down soon. I don't know when, but again, I used to charge for it, but I know when people don't pay, they don't pay attention. So, and I've been noticing that by giving this free trading course away to help a lot of people. So I'm going to go back to start charging it soon because I want people to pay attention so they actually can get the results. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to produce, right? I'm here to actually get the results for you, or to help you get the results. I'm not going to give you the results. You know what I mean? So anyway, guys, link in the description. Go get that free trading course, all right? So let's actually start off here. Oh, by the way, guys, sometimes for you guys that understand that 5% of your success, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get straight into the charts, okay? 5% of your success, if you really want to get ahead in the markets, okay, 5% of your success is going to come from the system itself. The 95% of your success comes back down to the mindset. And now what is that? What does that actually even mean? 95% of your success, or most of your success anyway, comes back down to your ability to be able to be consistent, disciplined, and patient. Consistently showing up every day, if that's what your job is, to look for the trades. Discipline to only take in your pattern. What is the pattern? Is it a double bottom? Is it a breakout? Is it a divergence setup? Is it a higher low? Is it breaking past previous highs? Like there's 1,000 different methods out there, right? So again, in my trading course, I teach you my pattern and I teach you what I look for. Like I'm not going to hide it, right? But the system is easy. The hard part is that if you really want to get ahead in the markets, the thing that you have to work on the most is like, okay, I'm going to take, this is my job, is to consistently show up every day, discipline to take in these trades, okay? Because if you are not consistently taking trades, how do you consistently take in a system, then you're not going to do well, okay? And that's the thing, is people are not disciplined enough. Because disciplined enough is like, when I see people's trades, like they're not consistently disciplined. And if you may have 2 or 3 different setups that you trade, okay? But are you disciplined to taking only those couple of different setups only? Like, or are you 50-50? Are you like, oh yeah, well maybe 20% of my setups are this pattern here, and 90 or 80% or 70% of my other trades are like all this other stuff that is just based on a thought or a hope or YouTube video or something like that. Make sense? And then patience, right? Patience simply means that you don't do anything until you see that setup here. That's the hard part for you guys, okay? So most of you guys that skip past, like, I know I do these like little mindset sessions in these update videos, but most of you guys that I see in the comment below, I see some of you guys that comment, some of them anyway, not many. Someone's like, oh, okay, you know what? This guy's rambled on for 5 minutes. For you guys that don't want to waste your time, skip to the 5-minute mark. For you guys that do that, you guys are never going to do well out of the markets, I promise you, because you're looking for that technique, right? You're looking for that get rich quick thing. Like, what's the shortcut? Show me the number one trade that's going to make $1 million today, John. Just show me and they just don't get trading. Okay, and that's always the hardest part about me actually being a coach, right? Because I want you to get results. I'm not here to bullshit around. I'm not here to lie to you. I want you to get results. But the hardest thing as a coach is not teaching the system. The system's the easy part. I have an incredible system. But the hard part is me as a coach is getting my private clients to not take all this other bullshit that they shouldn't be taking. And then creating a bullshit story why they wanted to take this trade. Or I'm like, why'd you take that trade for? It doesn't meet the rules. Oh, well, and then anything after that is just a bullshit story that they made up that convinced themselves that they should take this trade. And it was a losing trade, right? So that's always the hardest. That's always the hardest part about me being a coach, right, guys? So, please, guys, please be tough on yourself. Be tough on yourself, because I promise you, I can swear and curse, and I know some people don't like it, but I don't give a fuck, right? This is me swearing and cursing, especially in these markets here. I don't care. The market will slap you harder than anything out there. I see so many people all the time. People email me, "Oh, John, I just lost 100 grand," or "I just lost a fight." No, and especially even with my own personal story, right? There's many times that I could have completely lost, over $500,000 in one time, and anyway, so that's always the hardest thing as a coach, right? And so for you guys that really want to get a hold of these markets, I hope you can see there's two different things. You have the pattern that has a win-loss ratio, and then it's you just taking that pattern. So anyway, welcome. Happy Monday for you guys. Some of you guys are, shut up, John, get to the charts. Just show me that one gold trade that you're going to take. All right, guys. And guys, the reason why I'm mentioning this sort of stuff in these videos here, because I want you to do well. I really care about you. And I want you to be here 20, most of you guys that are watching this video right now won't be around 12 months from now. That's the fact. Every 12 months, the person sitting next to you, like literally 97% of the people watching this video right now won't be watching my videos next year. That's just the facts. And only 3% will. I want you guys to be part of the 3% club, okay? So treat this seriously. If you treat this seriously and with respect to what I'm telling you right now, oh my goodness, the rewards, financial rewards are just amongst this wildest dreams, and you don't need to be a friggin' wizard. Anyway, I just care for your results, and it kills me when I get... Anyway, so I'm getting worked up here because I want people to do so well from these markets, and that's obviously my goal, right? I want you guys to crush it. Come join me. Come join the 3% club with me, okay? You can have the time of your life. So let's have a look at talk about that melt up phase. Okay, so the thing that I'm looking at with the S&P 500 is that we are getting ready. We're getting ready. We're getting ready. Guys, we are getting ready. It's almost here, and I'm getting excited. Okay. I am long this market on individual stocks. I'm not going to mention what those stocks are, but I'm long on individual stocks, some individual stocks anyway. And I'm also long the S&P 500 and the QQQ. Okay, so I could be wrong with what I'm saying here. So do not place a trade based on what you're seeing and what I'm saying here right now, because it can be a loss. I'm YOLOing, John. I'm YOLO, John. Let's just go all in, right? Look what's happening here. We are squeezing up, aren't we? Look at this here on the S&P 500. Since May, we're developing. Look at this here, just squeezing up and squeezing up and squeezing up. And we are getting very, very, very close to the pointy end of the story, right? This is the pointy end right here. Right, look at the pointy end, right? We are getting very, 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 very close to the pointy end of what is happening. Now, the question is that are we about to see this market here, right? This nice, good old wedgie, right? A good old, wedgie. Are we about to see, especially when I used to go to school, right? They used to give me a wedgie. I used to be a fat kid. That's probably the reason why I got into sports and I did boxing and stuff like that. So, right, they do the wedgie, right? And then they pull it, and it's about this, and then suddenly, the elastic in my underwear snaps, right? And so is the elastic about to snap, and then we're about to see that parabolic move. Some people say we're already in a parabolic move, but look at this here, right? We're still in this wedgie, And right now, we're getting to the pointy end. And yesterday, was here. We had a little drop down, and then we had a little push against this level here. Are we about to start to see the breakout of the wedgie, the elastic snaps, and then away we go? Because I actually do have a target, and I've had a target by the end of this year at least 5,000. And if it really gets heated up, which I know sounds crazy, at 5,400. Now, I could be wrong. That may not even happen, guys. So, again, don't place a trade based on what I just said there, guys, because it could pause here today and then roll over. It's like, no, John, no, it's not going up, it's going down. So that's the beauty of the markets, right? So many traders hate that. It's like, okay, I thought it was going to go up, but it didn't, it went down. You're wrong. It's like, it's not about being wrong or right in the markets, right? And so, but what I'm seeing here overall is I do see that. So are we about to see this here start to break and start to go for that run? Very, 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 very interesting. And once we do break, guys, it's all I say is that with what's happening right now, it's just getting really, 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 really exciting, guys. And those who are definitely buying and holding in some markets that are good for that, meaning we're in an upward trend, right? So a lot of people get that wrong, right? They buy, I'm buying hodl in this market, and the market's in a downward trend. No, don't buy and hodl in a downward trend. If the market's making right, I buy and hodl in a market that makes higher lows all the way up. But if we start to break these lower lows, lower highs, there's no way I'm hodling here. No, you run for the exit. Excuse me. You run for the exit, right? I'm out of here. Right? Jetpack, right? Especially, see me on the fields. Whoosh! There goes Johnny Howe off the way. Right? He's off in the races, right? No, this is where you want to be. This is not an upward trend. No buy and hodl when the market's going down. That's, you want to start to see the market start to pick back up. Okay, and same for the Nasdaq. I'm buy and hodl. I'm a buy and hodl. Or actually, it was QQQ really. But I'm buy and hodl, right? Me, I'm a holder guy. I'm the holder guy for the rest of this year. But as I said before, yeah, I'm the holder guy. Because why? Higher, low, where we go up. But if we start to do something like this, and we start to go down like that, and we start to go down with the downtrend, and we start to reverse trend, guess what? No hodl, not me. Out. Okay, so if you guys are buying, hodling anything, and you start to see that, then maybe, just maybe, it's not the time to be in there, okay? But as always, guys, no, even if you buy and hodl or you trade the markets, they are different things there, and don't confuse them. Some of my private clients do that, right? They get into a short-term trade and they buy and hodl. I'm like, no, that's not the type of trade, right? Short-term trade means you're in and out very, very quickly. Cash generator trade, right? So don't buy and hodl. And so and as always, guys, if you buy anything, no matter what it is, if it's a long-term investing trade, there should be a point, right? I got in here. My point was, if we break down here, I'm out because it failed. But I'm buying, holding for the long term, but it could be a short-term trade, if you know what I mean, right? And what I mean by that is exactly that, right? This is where I believe we're going, but if we don't, we get down here, then I'm going to be out. And hence, I've been along the QQQ for all that time. So we're seeing that very, very, very nice rise in the markets. And it looks like that. It looks like it's doing really, really well. It's the outlier, things that looking a bit tired here are things like the Dow Jones, though. The Dow Jones is not really pushing up to new highs yet, anyway, yet. We're seeing these high lows, so we're definitely in an upward trend. So we can't say anything there, but we're definitely in a low, higher low, and higher low all the way up. And so we're definitely in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful upward trend there. So please, guys, don't fight the trend. Don't fight the trend in these markets. But just my caution bells are definitely these lows through here. So I believe, guys, we're in the middle of a crazy, crazy, crazy finish to the end of this year. Big, massive blow off top, and then you watch. Then one of the craziest crashes we're going to see in human history. It's going to, it's this bubble and crash that we're in the middle of right now. We need the bubble first, right? For something to crash, we needed the bubble first. So we need the bubble first, which is going to cause the crash, okay? Because nothing doesn't crash with no bubble. Generally we see what? We see big bubble and then we see a crash. We're going to see the melt up first, and who knows how long that's going to last. And then we're going to see one of the craziest crashes in history. It's like, especially your mate Harry Dent. Your mate Harry Dent, right? And then he's going to go, I told you it's going to crash. It's like, come on, man. Seriously. So anyway, all right, I'll stop. I cracked myself up. All right, let's have a look at oil here for a minute, guys. Let's have a look at oil. So oil on the short term, USO anyway. Let me bring up my trading view actually to see what the oil should be the same sort of thing really. Looking at the oil market. Yeah, it really is. So if we look at the USO, which is the oil market here, yeah, it's the same sort of thing. The oil market right now is definitely we're definitely going through a bit of a resting phase here, a bit of a shakeout period. Okay, so we ran up, came down, made a low, sort of a lower high, and now we're in a slight little downward trend. I don't believe this downward trend is going to last very, very, very long. One of the big things, guys, is looking at a weekly trend here. And when we look at the weekly trends, I look at the daily trends, but one of the most important parts to trading to me is not only looking at the daily trends, but looking at the weekly trends. Because the thing is this, okay, one of the most powerful things I learned actually out of trading is this: always looking at the higher time frame to see where we're at. Because here's the thing, you see this so many times, and I'll share this with you. And it can provide some incredible opportunities to go for some really big long-term profitable trades. Let me share this with you. So what happens here is this. All right, let's actually draw this over here, and we're going to have the daily chart over here. I'm going to share this. That's the daily, and this is the weekly. What can happen a lot of times, or sometimes, is that the market goes up, right? We have a bit of a pullback, right, through here. Market goes up, and then we go through a bit of a long extended sort of pullback through here. And this looks like it's gone through a bit of a downward trend, right? We're not really doing much. So the wrong thing that a lot of people do is all they do is they just focus on this here. So we can just focus on this here, and I do as an entry, but I want to make sure that I'm trading with the big stream, right? So the daily charts is like me and the board and in the surf, right? I'm trying to jump on the waves, right? So the board, me and the daily chart are the surfs, but the weekly chart is that big stream. And what a lot of people get wrong is that just because this may be in a slight downward trend here on the daily charts doesn't mean it's coming to an end, right? And so, and what happens more times than not is that if we have a look at this here, it's like, a lot of people focus on, this hasn't been doing anything. But if you look at the weekly charts, what does the weekly chart do? The weekly chart could be doing this. Market goes up, then we have a bit of a pullback, right? Then we go up, then we have a bit of a pullback, then we go up, and then we have a bit of a pullback. Now, here's the thing. This point right here, wrong one, right? This point right here could be just this point right here, right? And as you can see, this weekly chart is in a very nice weekly upward trend. And these pullbacks here, as we're getting, pullback, is just what? Just a nice pullback. And then guess what happens? After a bit of a time of resting, we kick back in and then we go for another run again. And then guess what? We go for another pullback. And then if you look, okay, even if we're making lower highs and lower lows through here, the danger part for me, and I won't do this, if we're doing that, but we see this is a very nice, good weekly upward trend, I won't fight that. I just will not fight that. I won't touch that. I won't be going against that. So, and so this weekly chart here is having a bit of a pullback, but we're still in a very nice, good upward trend, making higher lows. So this point right here on the weekly chart, which is that big stream, right? Always that big weekly trend, says that this pullback here could just be a pullback, which is a nice resting phase in the markets before we go for another run again. And then so the weekly chart looks something like that. And before you know it, you've had a very, very, very nice, good, strong weekly upward trend. So the daily charts are important. But whenever I'm making a trading decision, I never, ever, 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 ever trade against this weekly chart. Never, ever. If I have a good bearish setup with my pattern, but then I see the weekly chart isn't a good bullish upward trend, like a good upward trend, I won't take that pattern. Why? Because I'm trading against the big stream. And the biggest profit potential trades is always trading with that weekly stream. So sometimes, we don't always get upward trends, right? We don't always get downward trends. Sometimes we get sideways trends with the weekly charts. But a lot of people, and this actually happened with the Nasdaq as well too. I saw this happen with the Nasdaq so many times. So if I look at the Nasdaq here, let me show you what I mean here, right? So if I just let me actually do this here. I'll take all this off the screen here, and I'm gonna share this with you. So, right, so we can see here. Look at this. So we can right. So I'm gonna draw the pullbacks. I'm gonna draw these pullbacks on here, and you'll be able to see what I'm going to do in a minute. Okay. Oh, did I extend that? I did too. Right, so I'm going to draw the pullbacks here, and watch this. And you know what? Let's actually do this here. So I'm going to let me do this here. So let me pull the weekly chart to the right, and you'll be able to see this here a lot better now. So the weekly chart to the right. And the daily chart to the left. Okay, you'll be able to see this here, right? So look at this here on the Nasdaq, right? So we've got a pullback here on the Nasdaq, right? This point through here. But if all you're doing is just focusing on this point here, it's like, oh my goodness, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down, and you're freaking out. But look at this point here on the Nasdaq. Guess what we're doing? Nice move up, just a beautiful, came back, made a higher low. And as you can see that, and it doesn't always be the case, but look at this here. That was the next pullback through there. As you can see, well, let me just draw the line like that so you can just see the pullbacks, right? So you can see pullback, upward trend. Look at this here. Second line, that's that line there. But look at the weekly chart, right? Look at this here. Beautiful high low, and away we go. Look at this next one here. Big pullback, right? Big pullback. But look what the weekly chart was doing. Just having a pullback. And then guess what? What happened? We eventually kicked back in after the market had a bit of a pause and kicked back in again. Then guess what happened? We had another pullback, didn't we? And this is where, especially here, I remember this point right here. The market was pulling back, but I'm just like, there's no need to worry about it. Why? Because I know this last low here is that last significant low. And unless we start to break that low on this weekly chart, which as you can see that we're making low, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? We're in a very big weekly upward trend here. Very strong weekly upward trend here. So, and I remember a lot of people, especially through this period through here, people are like, oh my goodness, John, the Nasdaq's getting killed. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I'm like, guys, relax, right? Nothing's changed there. Just relax. Because there's a good chance that this is going to what? Hold it and make another high low, and away we go. So, and then now look what's happened with right? We're just going through a big sort of a nice move again. And so as you can see, right, a lot of people, and again, I noticed this so much throughout this entire year, really, especially the big pullbacks through here, a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, it's over. And I promise you guys, anytime, and people try to short the market here, and short the market here, and short the market here, and short the market here, guess what? The weekly chart, because the weekly chart is so strong to the upside, a lot of the times you're going to be a losing proposition. If you're trying to short a market that's in a very good upward trend, 80% of the time it's going to continue, 90%, probably 90, 20, no, 10, 20% of the time it's not. And so there's a very good probability that this weekly chart's going to kick back in again on the pullbacks, and before you know it, you see a very good rise in the markets. So guys, never trade against this higher time frame trend, as you can see through here. And that's where always keep an eye on that higher time frame trend, because just like back here, right, just like with this Nasdaq, if I'm looking at the absolute short-term picture, right, the absolute real short-term picture, and all I'm seeing is this. If all I'm seeing is this Nasdaq getting big, sort of getting killed through here, this is that line through there, as you can see. So if I move this line over here, you can see how it's on this weekly chart over here. But if I bring this back over here, you can see that's that point through there. Right through there. Boom. Let's actually bring this over here from it so I can see it. Right. So you can see like that's that arrow through there and the arrow through there. But as you can see, a lot of people, that's all they focus on, but they forget. This is something that my mentor calls small picture, big picture. Small picture, big picture. Is that the small picture, we're seeing a pullback. But what's happening here, right? Because in the markets, we get pullbacks, right? Within the markets, we do get pullbacks, and that's just the way it is. But a pullback doesn't mean the end of the trend. A pullback just simply means a nice pullback, and it could be going for a resting phase. Because what is an upward trend? Move up, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? And even in times when the market does start to go through a line like that, and then we start to go very, 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 very sideways, doesn't mean it's the end of the trend. It just simply means that we're just going through a bit of a pullback. And if you're getting worried about this, okay, what's happening with the weekly chart? Let's go on here, especially if you're buying and holding something. And I actually had last year I had a phenomenal trade on Tesla. Let me show you an example of what I mean here by Tesla. So if I go back over here to Tesla, look at this here. So this arrow right here, as you can see, this arrow right here was when I actually got in on the breakout. Okay, you can see this is the weekly chart over here. Now, if I go back to that weekly chart time, and I look at this here, this is one of the reasons why I got into this trade here. One of the reasons, okay, not the only reason, but one of the reasons. When I saw Tesla last year go through this period, look at this here. So as Tesla was having a big move up, and then look at this here, no one's in control. And this is where a lot of people get frustrated, like, oh, there's not much happening. Why am I getting involved with this thing? Oh my goodness, Tesla's not doing anything from September, October, and November, right? Nothing happening. But then guess what? We started to get a breakout, didn't we? But where was the breakout? In the underlying direction of this big, strong, look at that big, strong weekly trend. And all we had on this weekly chart, what? Just a bit of a pullback. We got the breakout and we went for a big run. So you see that there? So even though there wasn't anything going on, this here was just a big pullback, or a nice pullback in a nice, healthy bull market before going for another run. And then we went for another move back up to, actually went to a lot higher, but that's the example there, guys. Okay, so whatever you're doing, now if you're trading the daily charts, keep an eye on that weekly charts, because it's always, always, always important. And again, trend analysis. Okay, this is simple trend analysis. Don't use indicators, right? No, because they can give you false things. The number one thing is I'm talking about, as you can see, what am I talking about here? I'm talking about listening to the markets. And as you can see, look what's happening right now with Tesla. If I'm just going to do the same analysis on Tesla, we can see we had a significant low back here. Market ran up, came back down, made a low, came up, came down, made a double bottom or a slight higher low, but it didn't break the low. And now we continue to have a nice move up, right? So the buyers have still stayed in control all this time on this weekly chart. Yes, we had a lower high, but we didn't get a lower high breaking the low. That's the point part here, right? That's the most important part, breaking the low. And in an upward trend, we need higher lows, because we could get a higher low, then a double bottom, and then it continue up. But we just want to make sure that, remember, it's the lows here we don't get broken. But look what's happening on the daily charts. Higher low, higher low. See it's an overall basis. These small little divots here, it's the overall. Think about this, the motion of the ocean. And whenever I'm looking at my charts, and this is where, guys, I recommend you just cleaning up your charts. None of this bullshit and having all things on there, because you can't see the chart. The number one thing to your success in the market is going to be our ability to see what the market is telling you, not the indicators or the RSI or the MACD or any of that bullshit. Like, no, keep it simple. Keep it simple. When you start to overlay that sort of stuff, you can have a really good setup on the charts. And then say it's like, oh, I'm not going to take it because the stochastic is oversold. And then suddenly the market goes for a massive run and the stochastic stays oversold. Guys, I've been there. Or the RSI. Oh, I'm not going to take this because it's, even though my plan says take it, the RSI, it's giving me, I shouldn't take it. And then suddenly we go for a massive run and the stochastics and the RSI stays overpinned. Well, you just miss out on one of the greatest bull markets in that particular stock and in that, so on and so forth, right? So this is the reason why, guys, I like to use black bars and so on and so forth. It's not the individual candlesticks I'm looking for when I'm analyzing the trend analysis. What I'm looking for is the ocean, right? The motion of the ocean. Firstly, I'm looking at the weekly charts. But when I'm trying to identify the trend on that daily chart, I'm just looking at the overflow. Where's the major high? Where's the major lows? Not these small little ones, right? So these little small little, this is not no. Where's the major ones? Where's the major highs? Where's the major lows? And what I mean by that is you can see here that we go through a low to a high. See how that's a major high before it came down and then that became a significant low. Then where was the next major high? Up here, right? So therefore, that's that point there. Where was the next major low before it came off? Right here. So therefore, that was there. Now, where was the next major high? Up here. There, where was the next major low? Down here. Now what's happening right now? And that's what's happening now. So you can see by doing that, right? And this is where you can see that a lot of people, we're looking at the major ones to see where the overall trend is. A lot of people can get confused about these little up and down periods through here, but you can see it's the motion of the ocean. All right, guys. So anyway, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed that little educational period through there. I wanted you guys to do so well, okay? And I promise you, when I say don't look at indicators and so on and so forth, I know some people teach it, guys, but I have found through my trading experience, it doesn't have to be that complicated for you to do well out of the markets. The reason why we're looking for these indicators is because we're trying to find a thing that's definitely going to make money. And that generally stops you from getting into trades that do really well. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm looking for that thing that's definitely, and it's something we line up with all these indicators. Guys, my last 17 years of experience, when I first started trading, I had it all. I had the Bollinger Bands and I had 5 moving averages and I had the Kelter channels and then I had the MACD and the RSI and the stochastics and all these indicators. And guess what? It wasn't the thing that really moved the needle for me. It really wasn't. It wasn't until I started meeting mentors that really taught me about the chart and what the chart is, what the market is telling me, right? That's the most important thing, the market, not this other stuff out there. And then when I started seeing what the market was telling me, and what was going on, and then I could devise a plan around that. Now we're talking. Now, just like I shared with you just then, just by using what I shared with you by looking at the weekly charts and looking at the daily charts, now what am I talking? Now I'm giving myself the opportunity to jump on some really big profitable trends just by combining the analysis, what I just shared with you just then, by looking at the weekly charts and so on and so forth. And guess what? It's really, 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 really simple. The problem with the indicators is that just like, especially like right now, right, we could be in a very big bull market and continue to make these higher lows, but the stochastics has been pinned and oversold for 3 months, so I can't go long. It's like, come on. The market says it's going up. Why not? You know what I mean? As always, put a stop in place and have good risk management, because not any given trade could be a loss, and just accept that up front, and that's okay. And take the damn thing. Stop being worried, right? But make sure you have a plan in place. All right. Anyway, so let's actually continue here. And this actually applies to any market out there, okay, guys? But let me also share something with you. Look at this here with the USO. So if I look at this here with USO and I look at this weekly charts, we're getting a bit of a pullback here, aren't we? Just like here. But look what's happened. What's going on with the weekly charts? Very big, beautiful upward trend. Very big, beautiful upward trend. Right? So look what's happening here. We came up, came down, came up. Not really much going on there. But now we're just having this here. So notice how oil is just getting a bit of a short-term pullback. And then guess what's probably going to happen? We're probably going to start to do this again. Now, there's no guarantees, and this thing could start to eventuate into something more. And that's the nature of the beast, right? And then we have to bend and mold with that. What looks like it's a continuation move right now may not look at in a few days' time frame. One of the most important things to you as a trader, guys, or there's been a lot of things important to you in this session today anyway, isn't it? One of the most important things to you as a trader, right, is being flexible with the markets. Being flexible. What I mean by that is that just because the market is saying, okay, we're going up right now, guess what? The big boys might say, you know what? No, we've changed our mind. Right? Just like women. Darling, you want to come for a walk today? Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Or, we go to bed, right? Hey, darling, You know, tomorrow morning we're gonna go to the gym. You want to come? Oh yeah, that sounds amazing. Wake up in the morning, she's like, "No, I'm too tired. I don't want to go." She changed her mind, right? That's how the market is, and that's okay. Okay, well, you know, this was a good entry signal, and it looked like it was going to go up, and it didn't. That's okay. I'm going to get out, cut my losses short, and go find something that you know, go find her when she's in a much better time, and she definitely wants to commit. Anyway, I'm having a good old time here. All right. We're definitely at this very, very, very long-term sort of trend line through here. And isn't it funny, guys? Like, well, not funny, but what a quinky dink, right? What a quinky dink. Oh, private clients hate that. We have this resistance through here. Look what's happening. Look where we're having a bit of a confluence, bit of a hokey dokey pokey stokey, right? What a hokey tokey. Guys, I'm not sure if you realize, but right now it's Monday morning here in good old Sydney, Australia. Good old lockdown territory, right? The boys in the blue and the boys in green on the streets. Hey, where's your mask? You been vaccinated? All right. It's actually 5:30 in the morning where I am right now. And I've been doing this recording for 35 minutes. So I actually started this just before 5 o'clock a.m. So I'm excited, guys, because there's so much opportunity. Anyway, so look what happened here. Go back to the hokey dokey, all right? There's this, what a quinky dink. Look at this. No wonder we're actually having a bit of a pause here. Why? Big long-term resistance line. But just all I see, guys, is a bit of a long-term resistance line through there. I also see, looking at oil, that we have this very big, beautiful upward trend through here. And there's probably something else going on through here. What I mean by that is, I can see we have this major low point through here and there's a major low point through here. If I create there could be something here, and there may not be, but I'm just doing this on the fly. There could be some sort of a channel in place that we're seeing. And you know what? I'd have to say there probably is. If I draw that through there, right? I'm going to draw that through there. There's probably something going on through. Notice that through there, okay? So let me take this longer term trend line off here for a minute. Because yeah, we know where the trend line is. It's pausing there. Okay, cool. Remove that. We don't need to worry about that anymore. What's happening right now? Look at this. Interesting, right? So we had this like we had a bit of a support line here, but now this is a weekly chart. We had a lot of confluence around here, a lot of quinky dinks going on with this resistance level here, and then suddenly we came back up, came back down, and bam, 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 and came back up, came back down, bam, came back down. Look at this here. Was that like a little what I call like a little false breakout to the downside? Like let's let it have like a little false breakout to the downside and Bushka right back up again, right? So we can definitely see that, and I have to say, look at that. So very, very, very interesting in the markets there of what we're seeing. And so yeah, we can definitely see that. Now, one thing I do see is we've got a mass, especially on this USO chart. I wonder if it's on the oil chart as well too. It's probably not. Nah, the oil chart's actually a lot higher. The actual individual oil stock, the oil chart itself. If I show you what I'm looking at, this is the TraderView oil chart. For some reason, my TC2000 platform doesn't allow me to do it. But this is the oil chart through here, right? So we can see we're having the bit of a pullback through here, just like the USO chart. But you can see what's happening through here. This is that whole, look at this here, guys. When people are fearful, be greedy. When people are greedy, be fearful, right? Look at this here. Oh my goodness, oil went negative. Time to buy. The world's over. Did I buy it? No. I was focused on all this other stuff. And then 6 months later, I'm like, why did I buy that? Anyway, many more of those opportunities coming around the corner. That's the beauty about these markets, guys. Okay, if you don't get that one, guess what? There's got to be something else where things seem to be really, really, really bad. In fact, I'm going to share with you one that actually looks really, really, really bad right now, and it's been getting crushed. A particular stock that I am actually starting to become interested in, and I'll share that with you in just a moment. Okay, so look out here with the good old oil. Let's go to the weekly charts. Higher lows, just like the USO chart, right? And now we're actually having a bit of resistance around. There's actually a little bit of resistance around that $75 level where we are. But we're probably going to hold here and go for the upside. Let me actually go back to this USO chart here for a minute. I do see a gap here. So we're probably going to come up and fill this gap on especially the USO chart. Back on the USSR. So we're probably gonna come up and come and fill that gap. I'm actually quite bullish on oil overall. Once again, if I bring up that weekly chart here, let me bring up this actual proper oil chart, and we look at this weekly chart. You can see how we've definitely started to change some. Oh, look at that there. If you guys have been following me for quite some time, look at this here. What is this here? This is a major level of support, isn't it? Major low here, weekly chart, major low, major low. Look what happened here. Oh, isn't she just gorgeous? Straight down, straight back up, little higher low. Look what happened here. What is this? Good old slingshot pattern. If you guys have been watching my videos for the last week, what else is happening? What else is doing this right now? Something to get excited about. Right? So we can see here, I'm excited. Anyway, so we can see what's happening. We're having a lot of resistance around that 75. Once we actually break that $75 level there, then oil is probably going to have a move back up. The next resistance is up at 100. So once we break this significant resistance, we're probably going to go run towards that 100 through there. So that's what I'm seeing there with the oil. On that, and I think I think some oil stocks have been pretty good there. Now there is one stock that I'm looking at, guys, and I'm not in yet. All right, I'm not in yet, and I may choose not to because I am in all this other stuff. But on my good old watchy list, looking at this particular market, is, as you can see, that on this daily chart here, it does look like we're getting, now bear in mind, I know we're in a downward trend on the weekly charts, but when I'm looking at these end of trend indicators, end of trend type of trades, that they're actually a bit different, okay? But looking at this here, if I look at my weekly chart on this HMY trade, look what happened here, right? We actually broke down, we actually paused below this low level here, and now we're breaking back up. So this actually looks like it may be a pretty good opportunity to go long. It's actually not as good as what I like to see, a good flush down and I like to pull back. So I'm not sure if I will get into it, but this scenario here, guys, there's, the risk on this trade here is that there, if it goes down there, then I wouldn't be long because then it's probably going to get hammered. But there's probably a good opportunity. This is going to be a bit of a false breakout before we see that. So I'm not sure if I am going to get into this yet, guys. Because I already am in the mining sector right now, and I'm looking to actually add into other the mining sector. But that looks like it's going to be quite interesting. And the next off the rank for me, the one that I was saying before, something that's been beat down is Barber. All right, Barber. This one here, when looking at Barber right now and looking at what's happening with Barber, Barber's been absolutely just hammered to the downside. And so Barber is way overstretched. So I'm actually looking for a potential trade, more like an investing opportunity when it comes to Barber. Now, if I share something, look at this here. Let's actually look at this here. Notice something here. Notice how that there is a point. Look, notice how with my blue moving average. Notice when the market gets too far away from it, it actually comes back to it, right? This is more like, this is what's called price and time. When the market gets too far away from the moving average, it's done too much price and time needs to catch up. And then it goes too far away and then it catches up. Too far away. See how it just gets that, right? Look at here. Maximum distance away. And then guess what? We started to catch back up again. And so I'm actually looking for a potential trade here for two different reasons. One, because it's potentially creating a very nice slingshot pattern. But secondly, we're so overextended on the downside, there's a very good opportunity. Again, guys, I'm not in this trade not right now. I need to see a little bit more data first before I get into this one. So I'm not in this one right now. So I may not even enter this one. So, it's totally up to you guys with what you do with Barber. But for me, guys, I'm looking at Barber right now for a potential opportunity. I am seeing, by looking at this weekly charts, I am seeing that, or even if I go back to the daily charts here, I'm noticing how that it actually broke below this significant low through here, right? A bit of a flush down below the low here, bit of a capitulation. So there's a real good probability we're going to start, if we start to hold here and start to get back above that 170, we start to do that, then there's probably a really good chance we're going to run back up to at least the 52 moving average. And that actually happened back here. Look at this here, right? So if you look at this back here, you can see how the market got really overextended. we had a low, we had a higher low, and then breaking past, and we had a nice move back up to the 52 through there. So that's something what I'm really looking for in the markets there. So there we go, guys. There's a bit of a nice update and educational video for you. If guys, you're obviously watching this video right now. You are my 3%ers. So I want to see who are my 3%ers. So put in the chat box below. Yeehaw, grandma. Yeehaw, grandma. Just put that in that box. Where'd that come from? I don't know. It just came to my mind just then. And I want to see who's my 3%er. So, anyway, guys, you know the deal. And obviously, if you like this video, guys, just share it out to your friends. And hopefully this helps your friends out as well, too. So, yeehaw, grandma in the chat box below. Confuse the hell out of those 97%ers who don't even finish watching these videos. And also, for me to show me who's that 3%er. So yeehaw grandma in the comment section below, and I will talk to you next time. Hey traders, I'm giving away 100% free access to my brand new Breakthrough full trading course. This is 8 videos over 10 hours of pure amazing and powerful strategies. This is my most powerful systems and strategies that I've used for the last 16 years, and I'm giving it away for free. So this is what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to johnsfreegift.com, or there should be a link around here somewhere, a button or in the description or somewhere in there. Click on that and you can go get free access to my brand new Breakthrough trading course. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now. Go to that right now, guys. You can get full, complete, free membership access. Go do that right now.